evening, one and all. It's Jose here on Eltel Cockerel. Um, I hope you are all well. The game has just finished, and as it's just finished, I'm just updating the scores quickly as we speak. As I'm speaking to you guys, I'm doing it all now. Suffice to say, there was one more person tonight that actually got a 4-0 prediction. Only one person, mind you, though. But still, them points mounted up for this one person because it took them into double figure, well in excess of double figures. So yeah, well done. And that person is Jordan Hyman. Jordan Hyman done really well tonight by getting a 4-0 victory. And 4-0 victory puts him in a very good position. Just doing it now. Then we've got some shared man of the weeks this week. I think it might even end up being a 3-way tie. If you bear with me a second. 10 points for that person. 10 for that one. 9 for that one. 9 for that one. 8 for that one. Good evening, Richard Wigley. I hope you're well, sir. Nice to see you in here. If you bear with me a second, I'm just updating this. I'm sure that not many people are going to need to know what their numbers are because the majority of you would have gained some points tonight or gained a point tonight. But it's surprising to see how many people actually didn't go for a Man City win tonight. There was a few people that didn't. So, all right, just checking the averages. The averages for tonight. Right, so if I average everybody, the average score for this week is 7.8. 7.8 is the average for this week. So just before we get going, let me say hello to everybody that's here. I need to save that and update the league table later. Right, so first and foremost, say thank you. Good evening to everyone that's here. Hi, Jesse. Jesse's here. Good evening, Adrian. Yeah, my wingman, Graham, who always asks the most questions. Good evening, Mia. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed your North London debate with your Arsenal colleagues there. Big up to Daniel Lee as well. And I said good evening, Richard Wigley, and good evening, Audio. Daniel, I'll take my 14 points for this week. Could have been better though. I got quite a few games wrong. Three of you got the maximum points. I got to the 14 points this week, and Dan, you are one of them. Oh, that's nice. Richard, I'm new. Tot Spurs put me onto this. He's my brother-in-law. Ah, good old Tot Spurs. I wonder where he is tonight. But I think Tot Spurs already knows how many points he's got this week, so he's done quite well, Tot Spurs, this week. Suffice to say, there is a change in the top of the table. There is a change this week. But you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see. But yeah, the only person who actually got 3 points tonight was Jordan, and it took him to 14 as well. 14 points with that win that he got. He got the 4-0. There's a lot of people that went for. So Kate never scored a point tonight. Danny Rumsey and Jesse didn't score points tonight. Chris Peters didn't score points tonight. Colin Blackshaw never scored a point tonight. Leeds Angels and Sahil. Cosmic Sean. Wayne Bonner. Soji. Neil. And Scott M. All these people did not predict anything for Man City. Which is saying that his brother-in-law's a good lad. Yeah, he is. Tot says he's a good lad. Um, right, as you lot know, did you say, Dan? Did Kate go Brighton to beat Man City? Surprise! No, she went for a draw, which means that she didn't get anything. Graham, you want to know what you got, sir? I will tell you what you got. Yeah, you're quite right. You got 6 points, mate. 6 points this week. I don't know where that puts everyone because I haven't done the league tables, so I don't know where uh, that puts people. Did anyone break the 100 this week? Let me have a look at that. I'll be able to sum that one up quickly. No, 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 no one broke the 100. Right, show's yours, guys. So my wingman is Graham, and Graham normally throws in a fair few um, at me. But if you're new here, like you are, Richard, what we tend to do on the Mop Up Show is we have a bit of fun. We talk a little bit of football, but we tend to have a bit of fun, where people post questions of me, and when they ask me questions, I then ask the chat the same question. So I highlight it, and it gets asked to me. I give my answer, but then so does the chat get involved as well. Um, we've had some obscure questions in the past. We've had some funny questions in the past. We've had some relatable questions in the past. And you get to find out a bit about people that are within your chat from their answers that they make. So, with that being said, I am making sure. Danny is reminding Graham that is Sheffield United relegation form. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Give us a question then. Let's start. Start with a question. Right. And as I say, ask for a question. Straight in there is my man Graham, who's always got the questions. So Graham's question is: marathon or Snickers? Will it indicate the chat's age? For me, it was always been a marathon. A marathon bar, it always has been. I We've already started, Graham. You started this already. For me, I'm going to say marathon. What say the chat? And before we get answers from the chat, we've already got Daniel saying, um, I don't like Snickers, never heard of a marathon. So it's already started. It's already started. Morning. I hope you're all well and aren't jealous of Jose's nutritious menu. Um, and Jesse's is asking people to smash the likes. Marathon for a marathon for Graham as well because he's an old git. Right, Daniel Lee. Right, a marathon. A marathon is what the chocolate bar used to be called before they changed it to call it a Snickers. It was the same thing. A marathon is a Snickers, but pre calling it Snickers, it was called a marathon bar before it became a Snickers bar. So all it was a name change. So people are showing their age in the chat because the people that can remember marathon were going to say marathon rather than Snickers. So the fact that you've picked Snickers, and if you look at this, Spurs GCP's gone marathon, so have I. Audio's gone for marathon and opal fruits. DC couldn't eat a marathon, let alone run one lol. You've asked what's a marathon. I don't know why they changed the name of it. Carl Simpson's big up Jose, a marathon for Carl. So these people are showing their age, Dan. So marathon used to be called marathon before it became Snickers. I don't know why they changed it. Yeah, I don't know why they changed the name of the chocolate bar itself. But yeah, for me, it's marathon all day long. You'd have to ask who makes marathons. Is it Cadbury's or someone like that? It probably is Cadbury's. You'd have to ask Cadbury's why they changed it from marathon to Snickers. But it's exactly the same bar, exactly the same wrapper, exactly the same writing on it. All it is that the wording instead of saying marathon says Snickers. But Apart from that, it's the same block, lettering, and everything. The whole lot's the same thing. And we have a good evening from Ben Kaufman. Good evening, Ben. And Tony. Tony, you're saying that Marathon is Nestle. Okay, well, if it's Nestle, it's Nestle. Whoever it is, it's one of these big firms. And they just changed the name of the chocolate bar. It's all the same stuff. Adrian Stroker is saying fruit salads and cola cubes. I remember fruit salads and I remember cola cubes. Look at that. Zilla Raid says Smithy. Right. I'm gonna say to I'm gonna ask let me pose one in as well. So right, I'm gonna put a comment in there and put one in there, right? So let me have a look. Let me put it in here. I'm gonna put one in here for you guys to answer.
Go on, Alex. When, Alex?
Let me put it in there. Right, I've got a markets question as well, haven't I? Because then everyone understands it. Right. My question to you guys now is, right, if I have to do one, my question to you guys is this going to work? If I spelled that name right, okay, this is one's for you lot. I'll say hello to a few people and then I've got one in there for you lot. You've got Andy LUFC till I die. What's your score prediction for Sunday? I'm not predicting scores till tomorrow, but I have an idea of what I've got because I've also done. So, Andy, what I also do is I do a content creators prediction for the Irish Hotspur, and that's where I send a video in with my prediction, but it hasn't been released yet. I think you'll release it tomorrow, but it's probably going to be the same as what I said there. So I will predict tomorrow. So that's Andy. Big John's here. Hello, Big John. You got Ryan G's here. Lee Smith, who we said hello to already. David Clark. I'm going to do that one. Daniel, he's never heard of a marathon. Ben's out for dinner and he says he's got a hot chocolate fondant with vanilla ice cream for pudding. Fantastic. 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 Right. If I said to you, and this includes you, Daniel, right? And my question is to you guys, if you could have a quarter of, would it be strawberry sherbets or chocolate limes? Those that know what I'm talking about. So if you can have a quarter of it, it'd be a quarter of strawberry sherbets or quarter of chocolate limes. What are you going for? So in the chat, you currently have. Some people understand what I'm talking about when I say a quarter of. Carl Simpson has gone for chocolate limes. Graham's gone for strawberry sherbets. Andy's gone for chocolate limes. Smithy's gone for strawberry sherbets. Audio would pass on both. Mia has gone for strawberry sherbets. Side Dancer, good evening, Side Dancer. Side Dancer's gone for chocolate limes. Tony has gone for strawberry sherbets. David Clark's gone for chocolate limes. Ryan G has never seen or heard of them. But Daniel E's saying strawberry sherbets. Ryan G says he doesn't like either. And Chris Meta Football is saying sherbets. But Graham also says he preferred the lemon sherbets. And Adrian Schroker says that he's having the chocolate limes, but he's benching the strawberry sherbets. So for those that you don't know, in the olden days, you could go into a sweet shop, as we used to call them. So that'd be a corner shop, a sweet shop. Um, and they were the days that instead of getting the pre-packed Haribos and stuff like that, you used to have jars of sweets, and they sold them in quarters. So they got measured out. They put them in a little measuring uh, bowl, and they'd pour them out of the big tubs of sweets that they had. They'd pour them out until you got a quarter, um, and you could buy quarter sweets, and then they were put into a bag, and then you had them, and you went on your way. You either took them to school or you had them after school, and that. But it used to be, yeah, pineapple cubes. Yeah, see how many people, how many guys, how many you can remember from the olden days. I'm gonna throw another one in there. Cough candies. Do you remember the cough candies? They were like the orangey twists. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna throw in cough candies. You got pineapple cubes from Tony. I'm gonna throw in cough candies. Um, Chris is saying, yeah, depression's kicking in because we're old. Smithy's saying there's still two shops near him that do it, sell quartz. Um, David Clark saying you also got one in Leicester. Early doors, Tony's come in with custard and creams. Yeah, I remember that. Uh, Johnny is saying that's bringing back memories to him as well. Aniseed twists, cough candies, cola cubes. Um, you had I can't remember what they're called. They were black and they were pink and they were round and I can't remember what they were called. Acid drops you got there as well. What the fuck are cough candies is what Ryan's asking. Um, put off put off pineapple cubes after seeing them in the urinals. Oh, oh. Tony's coming in and saying sour cola bottles. Uh, David Clark saying sherbet spaceships. Sugar Mice by Lee Smith saying that one. Hi, Leeds Angels. How are you, darling? I hope you're well. Um, well, if you don't know anything, milk bottles from Side Dancer. Ryan, Daniel, if you don't know what we're talking about, then what you need to do is put in a question yourselves, and I'll ask it. Black licorice thingies from early doors. Um, Adrian Shoker saying blackjacks, chocolate eclairs, a black. He remembers all them. And Andy's saying they're all old-fashioned sweets. See, gone are the days. I mean, you don't know what you missed, you two, in Ryan and Dan. When you were a kid at school, you go and buy your quarter of sweets. You'd always go and get a quarter of sweets. Um, Dolly mixture and licorice, all sorts. Chris is coming in with. Early doors football TV says, sorry, Tony says white chocolate drops with hundreds and thousands. Yeah, the little round discs, white chocolate discs with hundreds and thousands on them. Strawberry bonbons, great shout by John, Big John. Strawberry bonbons. Um, you got um, Frazzlers from Andy, strawberry mice from Tony, pear drops and gobstoppers from Adrian, bonbons from Andy, Fox's glacier mints from Chris. Size coming in with the flying saucers, yeah. Um, my brain's always scrambled on the Mop Up Show, Daniel. um, and Lee says there used to be strawberry and cream ball sweets here when they were the bomb. Uh, who remembers popping candy? Did people remember the popping candy? I remember the popping candy. Space dust, we used to call it, didn't we? Space dust. Little packets of it, and you used to put them in your mouth, chuck them in your mouth, and you go, and they just pop away in your mouth. Mint Imperials. Two people have come in, Graham and Andy, both from Mint Imperials. Um, what's the ones that was basically a crushed up Twix? Mm. Parma Violets. I remember Parma Violets. Parma Violets, yeah. Space Dust, now called Angel Dust in many rundown towns from Chris. Chocolate Limes from Chris as well. Yeah. Um, Orange Jumblies the size of icebergs. Those Wham bars were deadly on the teeth. Bloody hell. They were the pink bars, weren't they? The purple packaging with yeah, Wham, like big writing, like kapow. It was like Wham, weren't it? And then it was all they were pink. Cherry drops, yep. You got cherry drops from Andy as well. Remember them? Cherry cola bottles from Mia. Um, don't they still do popping candy? They probably do. Uh, Tony's coming in with the Texan chew bars. Sherbet dabs. Who remembers? Yeah, look at Adrian. Who remembers sherbet dabs? And wine gums, yeah, the old style wine gums. Rainbow drops says Andy, but sherbet dabs, yeah, you used to get the sherbet, you used to get the little lolly, and it was a flat lolly, wasn't it? Round head flat lolly, and you used to put it into the sherbet and lick it away. Dib dabs, there, that's right. Raindrops. Um, the best pairs are the cherry ones. Peanut brittle says side dancer. Correct. There's another one there. Red lolly. Yeah. Right. I'm going to ask the question. Who remembers Spangles? Who remembers Spangles? You will definitely be of a certain age if you can remember Spangles. Anyone? Anyone remember Spangles? Good evening, James. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Right. Right. I thought I'd throw people Spangles, right? So Daniel is saying that what's Spangles? DC saying blackjacks, coconut mushrooms, licorice, comets. Chris, ever the Joker, says Spangles was Manic Monday, wasn't it? Uh, Tony remembers Spangles. Graham remembers Spangles. Ryan G doesn't. Um, I'm being told I show my age. They was in a square box, Spangles, says Andy. John, Big John says, yes, I'm now showing my age. And then, yeah, Lee Smith says, were they fizzy hard sweets, Jose? And Mia hasn't got a clue. And Andy says, Lampkey Larry's. Right. And yeah, Spangles sounds like a name of a band from Danny Lee. Spangles were like boiled sweets. And they came in a packet, a long packet. So the packet probably would have had about 10 to 12 in it. And they were like Spangles were like before glacier fruits and stuff like that. So when you bought Fox's glacier fruits, you used to get them. They used to be like oval shaped, didn't they? In bags or whatever. Spangles were like little squares. They were the same thing. They're more or less the same thing, but they precursored all the Fox's glacier sweets, and you'd get them, and they were really nice. But they went out of existence when I was a young person. So that's why I'm saying, can anyone remember the Spangles? 'Cause Spangles were a sweet that I'd go and buy at primary school in the shop. But by the time I got to secondary, Spangles had gone. They stopped selling them and stopped producing them. You got Tony saying pop it's in various flavours. Berries for Adrian Stroker. Yeah, Chris Met Football saying that they were square. That's correct. John said they were two for a penny. Fruit cocktails from Tony. Penny sweets. Andy seems to have liked penny sweets. Um, I've seen them in a sweet shop here. What, Spangle Smithy? I've never been. I mean, I go to some retro that's not far from where I am. In Hastings, I have to travel into Hastings, and that's about 7 or 8 miles away from me. And there's a retro sweet shop there, but they stock a lot of American stuff and a lot of the old stuff. But um, I've never ever seen Spangles. I've not seen a packet of Spangles in 46 years. 46 years since I last saw a packet of Spangles. Like I said, by the time I got to secondary, they'd gone. Um, Big John says, when halfpence coin was about. James can't wait till you finish his work. I hope your work goes quickly for you, James, mate. I hope it does. Um, Graham says, what about the sweet cigarettes that used to have collectible cards in the pack? Yep, I remember the sweet cigarettes. Used to have a red tip. So they were white with the red at the end, weren't they? And you used to have cards in them. Yep, I do remember them as well. I don't. I think they might do the sweet cigarettes. They still might sell them now. I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't eat sweets, but I don't know. They might still sell them now. Um, and they might be worth. Zoobs from Adrian. Um, James is on his break. Jesse's saying smash the likes up and a big up to me. Big up to you, Jess, as well. Tony's saying the Tutti Fruities. I remember Tutti Fruities as well. Yep, they still sell them now, but they sell them in the bags, don't they? Like they sell like randoms, Tutti Fruities, jelly tots as well. Um, so yeah, I've just seen Kuba's comment. James is finishing at 1 o'clock, so bring it on. You haven't got long left now, James. You've got what 2.5 hours, mate, until you finish. Um, I'm sure they're in there, Jose, and all the old school sweets are bloody expensive now, though. I couldn't tell you how much a quarter costs now, but when I was at school, secondary, I'm going to say now, if you went and bought a quarter of sweets back then, a quarter of sweets would have probably set you back about 12p for a quarter of sweets. I couldn't tell you how much they are now. I haven't got a clue. But yeah, for 12 pence, I used to be able to get a quarter of sweets when I was in secondary school. Um, yeah, Graham is confirming they had a red tip. This is Kuba's comment. Look, big up Jose. I've had to mop up. I've had a mop up of my own after watching Jess and Stacey again. Graham confirmed he remembers the cigarette sweets. Um, Rhubarb and custard for Adrian. Uh, the peanut sweets for Tony. God, I only started by asking the question, and we have got loads of people remembering all these sweets. Peanut shaped like peanuts. Toffos, I remember Toffos. Would you give your last per? And that was the Rolo, weren't it? I remember Toffos as well, though, but Rolos were the last. You give the last one. Um, a quarter nowadays, Jose, you're not buying sweets. Yeah, you don't ask for a quarter anymore. As far as the in crowd say, you go for an 8 ball now. Yeah, you go for an 8 ball rather than a quarter. So, or get two 8 balls. Who else we got? A quarter when I was a kid was much more than that. Yeah, but I'm a lot older than you, Mia. So it would have been cheaper in my time, and obviously it gets dearer as years move on. I mean, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you how much. I couldn't tell you how much it would cost you now for a quarter of sweets. Even in these retro shops, they probably charge the bomb for them. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. Um, Big John says I remember the 25p dinner tickets at school. Toffee crisp. Are all these out? I mean, I don't know, but are all these not sold anymore? Toffee crisp, banana toffee, Aztec bars. Are these just not sold anymore? Um, James is saying, Ryan, don't worry, I wasn't even born then when some of these sweets were around. Um, Good evening, Alan. Says he's taken a break from work to say hi. I don't know how much longer you've got. I don't know whether it's 20 to 5 or 20 to 4 where you are, Alan, or even 20 to 6 in the evening. But I hope that the rest of your day goes swimmingly and that you finish work quite soon, mate, and then you can start relaxing. Um, Kuba says Texan bars a piece still covered in chocolate. It's 2.39. Oh, is it 2.39? Shit, you're 10, 14. That's 14. You're 8 hours behind me. Okay. God, I thought it was only 6 and 7 in America, but you're 8 hours behind. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but okay, I hope your day goes well, mate, and goes quick. Um, right, right, right. So that was my question that I started off with. The next question we got, David Clark's going to show his age. So, is it stay press or denim for you people? Stay press or denim? Yeah, thanks, Mia. Good night. Take care of yourself. Thanks for popping in. Um, sweet dreams to you, and I'll see you um, on the next one, darling. So take care of yourself. And there's a lot of love going for Mia. People saying goodbye to Mia. Um, but yeah, the question is stay press or denim? And at the moment, I can only see one answer that's come in. Oh no, 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 no. There's more than one answer. So Chris Meta Football is saying stay press. You got Kuba saying denim. And Smithy's telling me that a quarter of sherbet nowadays will set me back 300 quid. Tony saying denim. Side dancer is coming in with a bit of denim as well. So there's two more. So that's one for stay. Everyone else has gone denim. Big John says chinos and a tweed jacket was the norm back in '87. And Alan is saying that I'm not sure we got stay press here in America, but I do like denim. Stay press and denim. DC is probably, no disrespect to him, he's probably one of the older people in our chat. Um, so, and hence why he's asked this question. Um, denim, what is stay press? And Graham is saying it depends on the footwear. Stay press with loafers and denim with docks. So does that answer the question for you, Ryan G? Stay press if you wore loafers and denim if you wore docks. Does that help you out there, Ryan? Or is that confusing? It's one of the two. It is one of the two. Definitely docks for Alan. So if it's definitely docks, it's denim for him. No, it doesn't. Right. If you check up loafers, they're a type of shoe. Loafers are a type of shoe. And docks, if I remember docks, then the docks are, if it's what I'm thinking, it's docksiders. And docksiders are basically boating shoes, in my eyes. I think they're boating shoes. Um, then you've got, oh, good evening, Robbie from Lily White Lane. Good evening, Robbie. How are you, mate? Robbie, seeing that you're just there, I will let you know, Robbie, this week you have scored. Robbie, where's Robbie? Robbie from Lily White Lane. Robbie, you scored 9 points this week in the predictions. The average is 7.8, and you scored 9, so you've done well. Have I been asked a question here? Oh, docks are Doc Martens. They're not Docksiders. Okay, okay, there you go. It's a Dr. Martens. I love the old feeling, Sergio Tacchini and Elise. Yeah, I asked this the other week. That one about the Fila BJs. So Fila BJ, would you wear a Fila BJ or a Sergio Tacchini? And we had a lot of to and fro from the chat that night that I asked that. So Docs are Dr. Martens. There you go. Dr. Martens with denim. Stay pressed with loafers. Um, yeah, so you're all reminding me of Docs. I thought Docs were Docksiders. Adrian saying Ben Sherman and J-Tex shirts. Kickers were all the rage too, coming in from early doors as well from Tony. The docks and that remind me of the King's Road back in the 70s. So the docks and the denim and all that reminds me of the King's Road back in the 70s. Quite a unique place to be in back in the 70s in the King's Road. Right. Anyone got another question to ask? I think that was the second. Yeah, Dave. That was David Clark's. So we asked that one. Look who we got. Mr. Byrights. I remember Mr. Byrights. Yeah, I do remember Mr. Byrights. We had one in Victoria. So I do remember Mr. Byrights. Big John says Pringle lamb's wool jumpers were nice. So I asked the other day, John, you missed the show that I did a few weeks ago. I asked the question, Pringles or Lyle Scott? What did people prefer? And that also got a rousing people for Pringle and people for Lyle Scott. So yeah, I did that one a few weeks back as well. Um, Alan says I was a skateboarder in the 80s, so my go-to were Vans or Converse. In all honesty, Converse I wore in the 80s, but I didn't wear Vans, and I didn't know much about Vans until now, till they've come back out in fashion again. Converse were always around. Converse were always around. I had Converse when I pre and post going to America. So and I went to America. I was in America in '89, so that was it would have been in the '80s as well. Um, Graham is usually the man with the questions. Yeah, but Ryan, you can ask questions as well, and so can Dan, so you can feel more inclusive, rather than getting an education lesson from us all. Um, High stacked shoes and flared trousers, says Adrian. Yeah. Pringles over Lyle Scott for John, for Big John. Um, Herbie and Spiffy Jeans for Side Dancer. Um, here we go, Ryan. Pringles or Lyle Scott? I thought Pringles were a crisp. Sometimes what you need to do, Ryan, right, is Google some of the stuff that we're talking about, right? And when you Google some of the stuff we're talking about, you'll understand where we're coming from. Pringles are still around now. There's quite a few golfers that still wear Pringle now. Pringle is it's a jumper made in Scotland that has diamond shapes on it. And obviously it's got the word Pringle, but it's diamond shape. Cecil G and I remember it. I bet you don't remember Cecil G and G2 clothing. Yep, I do remember Cecil G. I remember G2 clothing. We had them in Oxford Street. I used to go and get my stuff out of Cecil G and G2 clothing. Um, but then I also, after Cecil G and G2, Benetton then came about, who did similar things to Cecil G. So then I ended up buying Benetton stuff after Cecil G. We got another question, right? Ryan G says, "Yeah, I've actually seen them jumpers." So Ryan has seen Pringles, which is good. Adrian is coming in with Fred Perry's, but we've got another question. Um, he's saying, "I like the pic on your Facebook, Jose, with bandana. That picture, Smithy, was taken. If it's the one of me and my wife, it was taken in 1995. I'm going to say 1995. Yeah, it was taken in 1995. That picture, and I was in Malia in Crete. We were driving a Jeep at the time, and I had a completely bald head. And I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a big, massive earring. I had a big Indian feather earring, big, massive one. And I had a bald head. I had a number naught done before I went out there. And in the end, I got sunburnt. It was cloudy, and I ended up getting sunburnt. My head was all burnt up. So I ended up having to go buy, I bought a San Antonio Spurs. It was a San Antonio Spurs bandana, and I had to wear a bandana on my head just to fucking keep the sun off and to stop people seeing my burnt barnet. But yeah, I had a big, massive. I used to have huge earrings as well when I was younger. Yeah, I was stylistic guru when I was younger. But there we go. That's one for another day. What else we got here? All right, James. Yep, James. Take care. You got to go back. So see you later, mate. Cecil G's son is caught up in all the P. Diddy business. Really? Right. Here's a question from you lot from Tony. Tony says to you guys, Farahs or Chinos? Farahs or Chinos? For those that can remember. I will turn around and say I preferred Farahs at school to chinos. So I'd wear Farahs when I went to school. I only ever wore Farahs when I was in secondary school. I never wore Farahs outside of school. I wore them for school, right? But if it was socially or at leisure, I would have worn chinos. But at school, I wore Farahs. So Farahs, Ryan, were they were trousers. They were basically trousers, and they did them when they started off in the normal, yeah, black and greys, but then they ended up doing them in loads of different colours. And they had a little motif, a little. It was meant to be an F, but it was like an old-fashioned type F, but like a backwards slash type F. And it used to be on the back, on the side. It used to be little orangey black with a little orangey thing with a black F in it. And I always wore Farahs. I wore Farahs to school and wore them at school, but in the evenings or when I was out, I'd um I'd wear chinos. Yeah, I'd wear chinos with what I call docks, which are docksiders. So yeah, I'd wear me docksiders out all the time with chinos. Is what I used to wear when I used to go out and that. Um, Jose the trendsetter. Chinos for side dancer. So chinos is what side dancer prefers. John Garside is swearing because he had both. Um, Ryan is saying he's never heard of Farahs, so he's going to have to say chinos. Chris is saying he never wore Farahs back home. Never heard of them, to be honest. Farahs, I'm older than you as well, Chris. Yeah, I'm older than you as well. That's probably why I can remember them. And then you've got early doors. Tony saying Jose liking the crisp lines of Farahs. Farahs were a clean cut pair of Farahs were a clean cut pair of trousers, and they were affordable at the time. I mean, they did cost, but they were affordable. You know what I mean? I mean, a pair of Farahs back then were costing you what, 40 quid for a pair of Farahs back in the late 1970s, early 1980s. A pair of Farahs would set you back 40 quid. And they were what everyone, well, in London, because I went to school in London, everyone wore Farahs. Everyone wore Farahs for school. Um, Whether you want to call Southerners flash or whatever, but in London back in the 70s, early 80s, everyone wore Farahs to secondary school, or the majority of people did anyway. Um, Big John says pod shoes were nice. Yeah. And then side dancers come in with a question. Favorite Spurs shirt? Make mine a Puma. Make is a Puma. I knew as soon as I made the comment about Southerners and London, I knew that some smarmy git would make a comment about that, and it had to be Ryan. Look at that, you flash cockney twats. uh, um, Chris is saying they're 55 quid now on Marks and Spencers online. What Farahs? I didn't realise Farahs were sold in Marks and Spencers. Right, so for side dancers question, where it was favourite Spurs shirt, make mine's a Puma. Spurs GCC. So Graham has said for him it's the F81 FA Cup shirt. I will say for me, Si, I'm going to go back to the old Admiral shirt. I love the Admiral shirt that when we signed Ardiles and Villa. I like that Admiral shirt from when we signed them back in 77, 78, 78. When we signed them in 78, I like the Admiral shirt from when we signed them. And that Chris is coming in with he likes that one as well, the Admiral shirt. So we've got one for Admiral, got one for the FA Cup final shirt, and you've got Side Dancer who says that his favourite shirt is the Puma. So you've got some interesting ones there. Um, and then we've got Dellen's here. Good evening, Dellen. Hope you're well, sir. Hope you're well. The next question we've got is from Graham. And Graham says, did anybody own Paisley shirts? So, did any of you guys own Paisley shirts? If so, Graham's asking. I never owned a Paisley shirt. Uh, Leo, good evening, Leo. Are you at the airport? You must be. I know you're on your way. Look, yo, 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 on my way to the airport. What a lovely way to spend the ride. Mopping up with Jose. My favourite kit was 87, 88 home kit. Leo, we all here in the chat, we all wish you a pleasant and safe flight over, mate. And yeah, have a good time whilst you're over here in the UK and enjoy yourself. And above all, enjoy yourself at the London Derby. Enjoy yourself with all the people that you're going to meet whilst you're over here. Yeah, have a really, really good time, my friend. I'm sure that I'll be catching videos of you in places from people that post them, so we will get to see you. Um, Side Dancer's also saying he likes the 125-year anniversary shirt. So, Side, is that the was that the split one? Like it looked like the Blackburn one, the split one, the old Blackburn kit where it had the white one side and the light blue the other. Is that the 125-year anniversary shirt? I think it is. I think it's the white and the light blue one, the half and half. Um, uh, Graham is saying, what's Graham saying? Graham's always got something to say. Oh, back in the goth days, shirts were mostly black, but Paisley mixed it up. Um, So dry roasted peanuts. So the question dry roasted was posted by it's been posted by Side Dancer, and he said favorite Spurs shirt. He's saying that his was a Puma. We've had a couple of people saying that they preferred the Admiral one. Here preferred the Admiral one. Graham liked the 81 FA Cup shirt. So yeah, we're just asking questions. People ask questions, Dry Roasted Peanut, on a Thursday on the Mop Up Show, and then I answer, but then so do the chat, so we get to know a bit about each other. So it's just random questions that are asked. But that was a question. So the question is, favorite Spurs shirt is coming in from Sai. So Sai wanted to know whose favorite what favorite Spurs shirts you got out there. And whilst we're here, um, you've got my man, my man, Smithy doing some housekeeping and he's putting up some channels. Right. So for those that haven't already, please go over and subscribe to the lovely Jess at this link. Any time that you hit a link whilst you're on the show, it won't take you out of the show. You can still be heard in the show. It will just take you to their page and then you just subscribe and come back. Simple. So please go over and sub to Jesse Talks Football. It'd be appreciated. And we also have Chris Meta Football's in the house. So if you can, please go over to Chris at Meta Football TV and sub for him as well. Or sub to him as well. And like I said, you could just sub to these people and come straight back into the show. What else we got here? You got Kuvas coming in with, for him, it was the Hummel 86 to 87, to 86, 87 home shirt for Kuva. That was the football top he'd liked. Dry Roasted has come in with any Adidas and Holston from around 99. So they were Dry Roasted's favourite one. Andy has asked the question, so I've just starred it, Andy. And then Smithy's also saying for Kuva and for Bobby K, you can go and support them at the Three Spurs Boys. Once again, any of these links that are being put up kindly by Lee, if you go to these people and you sub to them, all you do is you go and sub to them and come back in the show because you don't leave the show. All you do, it gives you another page. You can still hear what's going on and whatever. Just go and sub to them and then come back. And then you've also got Leo at Mile High Hotspur. Leo's just gone past the 800 mark. Well done, Leo. Saw that yesterday in the chats that he's gone past there. So well done, Leo. But yeah, go across, sub over to Leo at Mile High Hotspur. Again, the same thing. Every time a link's put in, all you got to do is go over to the link that's been put in because you won't lose a show. You'll still be here. It just takes you to another page. Subscribe to that channel. Come back again. Um, right. So Andy's saying, what's the best game you watch live at their football ground? So what's the best game that you've watched live at their football ground? So I'm taking it. What's the best live game I've ever seen? Um, fucking right. Best live game I've ever seen. Um, the best live game I've ever seen, I'm gonna say for me, was right. The best live game. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna pick Tottenham game. I'm not gonna pick a Tottenham game. Quite a few of the games I've been to Tottenham have been quite boring, in fact, for me. They've been run of the mill victories or losses. Um, I will say, for me, the best game I've ever been to was for we needed to win. Oh, sorry, I sat on the fence in the quarterfinal, but in the 1996 last group game, Spain needed to beat Romania in order to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Euro Championships held here in England. And Spain played Romania at Ellen Road, and we beat Romania 2-1. And the euphoric scenes when we won that game and we went through, and that game was played, I think it was either a Tuesday or Wednesday. And then on the Saturday, I actually went to the quarter final at Wembley between Spain and England, which England won on penalties. So I sat on the fence. I was with Spanish people and obviously with English people. And I sat on the fence for that game, and I knew that I'd win whoever went through. But to say that Spain were robbed would be an understatement. Spain scored a perfectly legitimate goal, and it was disallowed. And I think it was disallowed for offside. It was never offside. The guy was never offside in a million years. But we didn't have the VAR technology back in the days in '96. But yeah, so I'm going to say Spain versus Romania for different reasons. I'm going to say that. That was me. But you've got other people. You've got Chris Mitter Football saying um, Champs final at Wembley 1992, Barcelona versus Sampdoria, 20th of May 1992. 'Twas at Wednesday, best birthday present until my son was born many moons later. Side Dancers also saying to us, the chocolate Puma kit is worth a bit now. Side, I don't know. Do you watch any of the shows where Chang's on? Chang Sing Song. Do you watch any of the I mean, he's on my channel. He does a show on a Wednesday for me on a Wednesday morning. But if you end up seeing him on any of the channels, have a look. He's got a rack. So it's an old style rack that he's got, and he has got every Tottenham top in pristine condition, hanging off a clothes rack that he's got right beside him when he streams, and he has got every single Tottenham top from I don't know how far back he goes, but he has got so much, so much. Um, so sorry, while you're doing your work, Lee, can you put in Early Doors Football TV? I've just noticed that you're putting a few people in there, but Early Doors hasn't been put up yet. So can you do early? Can you do Tony's channel as well, please? Yeah, so I don't know, Si, whether you get to see him, but if you get to see Chang, have a look at the array of kits that he's got. The chocolate one that you're talking about, he's got that one as well. Every kit we've talked about here, he's got, I don't even know whether he gets knockoffs or whether he's paying the full package for each kit each top that he gets. Um, but God, they're all in pristine condition, all in pristine condition. Um, So you got Lily White Lane. Again, there's another channel to hop to and to subscribe to, and we've also got. I think he stuck another one in there, didn't he? Yeah, you got James who loves Spurs there as well, and then he's gonna put up. There we go. Early Doors Football. So please all support Tony. Tony at Early Doors Football TV. Really nice chap, Tony. Um, Welcome member of our community. We have Jamie in the house tonight. Good evening, Jamie. So you can see we've got people here that support other teams in Tottenham, but they're all respectful to each other, and that's what we'd like to see. It's absolutely brilliant. Um, it's absolutely brilliant to see all these people here. Uh, what else you got here? Sai saying Spurs away at Stoke 4-0 in the 15-16 season was Sai's favourite game. Um, anyone else on the games here? Right. Jose, your background gives me vibes of Zordon from Power Rangers. Not sure if you have the reference. Love it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because my boys, and my daughter, uh, they're what, 38, 35, and 31 now. They grew up with Power Rangers. So, yeah, I grew up buying them Power Rangers. And then they went from Power Rangers to Transformers and stuff like that. And then I've got younger children as well who are going to be eight. I've got my twin girls are going to be 18 in November. So I've got a whole array of kids, bloody hell. So I've been through all this stuff. So I do know exactly what you're talking about. Audio is coming in with 1-0, the North London Derby in 1992 at White Hart Lane. Paul Allen slotted the winner past Seaman. I was 12 years old. So there you go for that one. Look at that. And Tony's saying, yeah, big up. So yeah, all the content creators on my channel, for what it's worth, I allow and I promote other people's channels. And it's all good. Everyone is in the same boat. We're all trying to do the same thing for our own varying reasons. So yeah, just support everyone. Even if and I'd rather you support people and watch them, but even if you didn't watch them, just the support of subscribing to someone, or even commenting on their channels, or even commenting on one of the streams, or even liking what you're watching. It don't half help, and it gives people a boost. So support everyone is what I say to people. Just support everyone, help everyone out. Um, and Sai's saying that you do watch a lot of. I watch Chan. He's got a lot of shirts. He has Sai on my life. He's got so many. Um, Ryan G, have you started right? Ryan G saying Wolves 3-1 against West Brom in 2010-11ish. The game was my most enjoyable. Or Man City at home when we came from 2-0 down. You got Jamie. Jamie, listen, fair play to you yesterday, mate. You and the boys, 5,000 of you going to Manchester yesterday. Half time, you must have, well, just after half time, you must have thought you had a chance there, mate, because you were 2-1 up, weren't you? It says Blades down. I already booked my season ticket for next season. I'm going to Newcastle away. Can't wait. Going for a beer with the lads to go up there. Fair play, yeah. Listen, you lot took 5,000 to Manchester yesterday, and you were one of them, mate. So well done. Uh, a gallant effort. A gallant effort. Well done, mate. Yeah, we believe in the community. Support is appreciated from Chris Meta. That's correct. Exactly what we said. Big up Jose Coys from Destiny 5. Good evening. Stu, good evening to you, sir. He's here. Kuva, the match that he enjoyed was Spurs 3-1 was probably the most enjoyable match I've seen in terms of pure football. But stuffing Arsenal 5-1 in the 2008 Carling semi-final takes some beating. We also have Paul G in the house. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, sir. I hope you are well. Hope you are well. Um, and then you've got Daniel Lee says it will always be the Ajax game for me. The fact that the game we was one game away from being kings of Europe. I was buzzing for a time after that game, and that's why the final broke me. Ooh. Um, yeah, congratulations to Lee. He got to the 150 subs, so well done, Lee. You've got look who it is. It's my man, the Cobber, David Shear. Good evening, Cobber. Or good morning, Cobber, for you. In fact, it's good evening from me to your good morning. I hope you are well, sir. I hope you are well. You got any questions, David, that you want to fire across? Then fire them across. We'll all be prepared to answer them. You've also got Smithy showing Stu's channel, the disabled team, as well. We've got a good evening from Colin B. Good evening, Colin. I hope you are well. And then you've got Lee's channel there as well. So you've got father and son. You got the disabled team, and then you got Lee Stay from TV. They've kept you busy tonight. They've kept you busy tonight. So you got Colin Blackshaw. He's just woken up, David. But I saw Jordan's here. Jordan's saying, "Hey, Jose." People are saying hello to Jordan. Right. So for some of these people that are here, right, I'm going to tell you, right. Do Colin? Do you want to know how many points you got this week, Mr. Blackshaw? I'm not updating the league table till tomorrow, but I can tell you how many points you got. This week, Colin, you scored 7 points. Paul G, you only played up until Fulham versus Liverpool. So you missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You missed 7 games, Paul G. So you only did you missed the games from the Arsenal Chelsea game onwards because you left the show last week. But regardless of that, Paul G, this week you've scored 5 points so far. Jordan Hyman. Jordan, do you want to know how many points you got, Jordan? Tell me if you want to know how many points you got this week, Jordan. I haven't done the league yet, Colin. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I've just updated the results now, and sorry, just to let you know, Paul and everyone else, tomorrow we're going at 3:30 tomorrow for the show, because tomorrow we've got to give out all the scores, updated league table, and then I'm going to do the predictions for next week. There's 11 games, so tomorrow's show will start 3:30, just to let you know. Jordan, you still here? Do you want to know how many points you got, Jordan? Or was it a flyby visit? Did you do a Luca on me? Because Luca normally flies by and puts a comment and then he's never seen afterwards ever again. Who's asking me? Ryan G, you're asking me how many did you get in the end? Ryan G, in the end, after tonight's game, yeah, you got 8 points, Brian G. David Shear, sir, I will tell you how many you got in a second. I'm sure you entered it this week. Right, Mr. Shear, you scored 7 points this week, mate. 7 points. Anyone else? No one else is asking the question, so they must all know. You got 7, David. 7 this week. And I don't know. As I said, I think Jordan just says hello and goes. So, if Jordan was here, I could tell him what he'd got. But I just think he just comes and goes. Then he's a fly-by-nighter. He just comes and goes. He's like, come on, come on, come on, come on, chameleon. He comes and goes. He comes and goes. Love my easy if you love it like a dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. Right, it started raining for fuck's sake, Chris is saying. I thought he was going to say it was my singing. Yeah, so that brings us up to date with the questions that we've had so far. Has anyone else got any questions? Yeah, there is another one. I've got another one here. I've got another one here. Question has come in from Graham, and Graham is asking people, Kojak or Hawaii 5-0? So Kojak or Hawaii 5-0, people. What is it that you prefer, Kojak or Hawaii 5-0? Colin is saying there was better songs back then, and Tony's saying to me, "What's Tony?" Stop it, Jose! Bloody cats are in force outside my gaff now. Oh yeah, bloody hell, car! Try and entertain people, and when you get entertainment, you get slaughtered for it. Right, so who we got? What we got? What we got? So the question is, or the question was, is it Hawaii 5-0 or Kojak for people? And at the moment, we have got Chris Meta Football saying Hawaii 5-0. David Shear saying Britain's Got Talent. I think that's when I was singing. Audio saying Kojak. Tony saying Kojak was as cool as. Graham is going Hawaii 5-0. David Shia is going Kojak as well. Uh, Chris Metafort says he's only picking Hawaii 5-0 for just for the intro song. Paul G saying, what's Kojak and what's Hawaii 5-0? Now I know that you're jesting, Paul. You must know what Kojak is. Kojak had Telly Savalas, and Hawaii 5-0, the one that I remember, had Jack Lord. Um, now that Tony, now that's what I call entertainment. Jose sings all the hits, Volume 1. Colin Baxter saying Kojak. Coover is saying Kojak, who loves you, baby. So for me, for differing reasons, I thought Kojak was superb. I just thought Kojak was a bald TV detective. Uh, it was Telly Savalas that played Kojak. Um, back in the '70s, it would have been. But so was Hawaii 5-0 was back in the '70s as well. Might have been even earlier, but I know it's in the '70s because I remember watching it in the '70s. Um, they're both about detectives, from police departments, but in different parts of America, and there were different shows. So you had Kojak, who sucked the lollipop and always used to say, "Who loves you, baby?" Um, and he was bald Kojak Telly Savalas, and he was superb. David Shears calling him the lollipop man. Um, and then you had Hawaii 5-0, which was Jack Lord, and he used to say, "Book him, Dano." So he used to have Dano used to be one of his chiefs of police, and he used to say to when they arrested people, he used to say, "Book him, Dano." all the time. But yeah, so for me, I love them both. But I get what Chris is saying about the intro music, but I preferred Telly Savalas in his acting career than I did Jack Lord, because Telly Savalas did a load of westerns as well, didn't he? And he was really good in the westerns as well. Um, he could equally play a good guy or a bad guy. With consummate ease, he could play both, a good guy or a bad guy. So that's I'm going to go for both. I can't pick one or the other, so I'm going to go for both. Um, Kojak is a brand of cameras. Lollipop Man. Um, I'll check it out. Paul G says, I'll check it out. He does. It's an 80s thing. I'm in my 30s and never heard of them. Right, you must. Hawaii 5-0 did a new series not long ago on Sky. They revamped it and they did a whole new series on Sky. Nowhere near as good as the first one, as the original, but the Hawaii 5-0's got revamped and they did it there. Colin Blackshaw is coming in with Space 1999 was my favourite as a kid. We did this few weeks ago. We did Space 1999, and a few other sci-fis. Uh, David Shear says Division 4 in Australia and a cop shop. Um, and yeah, Chris is saying now the new Hawaii 5-0 is Gash. Um, right. Is the next question is going to be? Oh no, so I've got two people. I started the same thing twice. Right. Um, yes. Look who it is. Charlie Spurs N17. Big up, Jose. Thanks for being one of my 23 subs on Twitter. No, Charlie, you're more than welcome. Um, you have you were on the Irish Hotspur the other day. I've been led to believe. Um, we got a guy in our group, and his name's Rob Belcher, and he told me to watch out for you. He said that you're up and coming. You're just starting out and that, and if you want to find a place where there's some nice people to talk to and stuff like that, then the people that are in my chat, if you get to know them, they're a good group of people, and they go on other football channels as well. And I'm sure that you'll end up growing, mate. And yeah, you're more than welcome to come onto my chat and stuff like that, and see where we can take you from the future. But Rob Belcher is the guy's name, and he's told me to watch out for you, and he wanted to put a plug out for you, but he's not with us here tonight at the moment. But he'll be well pleased to know that you have appeared in the chat because he wants to support you big time. And Jesse's saying she promoted you today on her channel. So yeah, so we've got quite a few here, Charlie. Um, I don't know if you're going to see it, but we've got quite a few content creators currently in the chat at the moment, um, who come here. On a Thursday night, I do a mop-up show. It's general bit of fun before the weekend comes. We have a bit of fun. We talk a bit of football, but then we have a little bit of fun with each other. Um, so yeah, um, so you've got quite a few, as I said, quite content creators here. But there you go. For people that don't know, there's Charlie's channel. So Charlie Spurs N17. So support Charlie in his quest. He's just starting out. Um, Charlie Spurs. So yeah, I've subbed to your channel as well, Charlie. Not only on Twitter, but I've subbed to your channel already. But you've got Chris saying that he's sub number 19. Uh, he's number 19 that's subbed to you already. And here we go. We've got Dekaru. Good evening, Dekaru. How are you, sir? And good morning to you. Good morning to you. Um, and then you've got G'day Kuvakova from David Shear to Kuva. And Alan, I don't do live streams yet, but I'm happy to sub. Alan, you've got a channel as well, because I know that I've subbed to your channel. So tell us your channel name and put it in there, and we'll get people to sub to you as well. Charlie, easiest way to get hold of me, mate, if you, on Twitter. The easiest way to contact me is message me on Twitter, mate, and we can go from there. Yeah, easiest way to do it. But yeah, people, go and look. Let's give Charlie a push, man. Let's get Charlie some subs. I'll leave it up there for a minute. Remember, if you go over to Charlie, right? If you go over and you press the link, it'll take you to Charlie. He's a young Tottenham fan, starting out. Go to Charlie, and then that means you're not leaving the show. You're still going to be here on the show. Just means that you're going to Charlie and coming back. And go and sub to him. Yeah, Alan, put your channel into the link in the link, and we'll get you put up there, Alan. Because I know that you've got a channel because I subbed to you the other day. So yeah, so Charlie, yeah, that's the way, mate. Just catch hold of me on X or whatever it's called, and we can take you from there. But yeah, please go over and sub to Charlie, and yeah, give him a helping hand as he starts out. I think I think Rob was telling me you've only got one video out at the moment. But yeah, you're only starting out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Charlie's only 16. He's younger than James, a Tottenham fan, because James, a Tottenham fan's also got a channel, and James, a Tottenham fan's young, but so's Charlie. Help these people out. Give them the boost that they need. Um, who else have we got here? So you've got Early Doors Football TV is just sub to you, Charlie. Um, but yeah, we've got quite a few channel content creators here, and the best thing to do is just support each other, support everyone. So yeah, click one, click the other, click the other, click the other, and just keep clicking away and just help each other out. Right, what have we got? Has anyone else got any more questions for me? So I'm waiting for the next question. Give me a question. Any questions? All right. Charlie Spurs. Charlie Spurs, you've gone up to 28. You've done well. Right. So, Alan, I did ask, um, did what is your channel? Put your channel in. I've not seen you put your link in, but put your link in, Alan, and then we can get people to go and support you, mate. Because I know you've got a channel. Because I went and um, subbed to you the other day. So, um, Yeah, I went and subbed to you the other day. Yeah, Charlie, what I'd say to you is, mate, let me go back up and have a look if I can find where they are. But these are the people. If you sub to these people as well, because they'll sub back to you. What you get, you sub to these channels and they'll sub back to you. So at the moment, I'm going to pull them up so you can see them, just in case you haven't subbed to them yet. Right, we've got that one, Charlie. So Jesse JSY talks football. So Jesse talks football. That'd be one to sub to. And I'm having to pull up from the chat. So that's one of them. You got Meta Football TV is another one. So the trick about this is to sub to everyone, because some of these content creators are not Tottenham. They support other teams, but it's good to have a mixture of people within your chats. So you've got Jesse Talks Football, you've got Meta Football TV, got the Free Spurs Boys, Kuva and the Free Spurs Boys. I think the name kind of gives it away, but you've got Mile High Hotspur 1882, so that's Leo. And you've got one of our young bucks in Robbie at Lily White Lane, and there's his YouTube channel, Lily White Lane. Another one of our young bucks we've got is James Loves Spurs. So it's James, the Tottenham fan. He's at James Loves Spurs. Also have our good friend Tony, who's subscribed to you just now, Charlie, from Early Doors Football TV. And we also have Stuart over at the disabled team, a very good friend of the channels and very good friend of all the Tottenham channels. And then we have Lee Statham TV, who got to 150 subs earlier on today. But he's another friend, good friend of the channel as well. So there's Lee as well there. I'm trying to see who else we've got here. Who else did we have? I think Charlie's channel's on here as well. Have a look. Let's go down to Charlie's channel. Yeah, and then we've got Charlie. Oops, we've got Charlie's channel as well. And the only one I'm missing, if he's put it in here, I'm not missing if he's put it in here, is how's he put it in here? Right, is this you, Alan? This Alan's channel. Team Tottenham underscore go. Is this your channel? I think it may be. Yes, got it. That's Alan's channel. So please go and subscribe to Alan. He's another great guy who's just starting out as well on his YouTube journey. The Tottenham supporter from America. Uh, and yeah, please support him as well. So that's how we all support each other. What else we got here? There we go. I've got here to Senor Garcia. Will there be any live watch along stream scheduled for Sunday's North London derby? I might have dodged the bullet from not receiving the Newcastle away stream yard link, but this Sunday is unmissable. Yes, Chan, we are doing it on LTEL, and I think we're doing it at 1:30. So the kickoff's at 2 o'clock, then we'll be streaming from 1:30. So yeah, you're more than welcome to come on Sunday. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Chan. You come on Sunday. So we've got people subbing over to Alan. Thank you for putting his link up. Well done, Lee. Charlie's subbing to everyone. Everyone's subbing to you, Charlie, as well. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how many we get for you today, Charlie, on this channel. Um, we are people all subscribe here. Really, really good. Um, so people are all subscribing to each other. And then Kuva's got. Now the results are all in, Jose. Can you read mine out again? But this time while biting your finger provocatively and rubbing the nipple. Ad lib, mate. Go crazy. I'm almost done. It's tough going tonight. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, so I've got asked a question here, and skipped it because I was trying to get everyone's channels and brought them all back. Um, yeah, quite right. Tony said sub to Tottenham TV, to Team Tottenham rivalry aside. It's all about supporting each other. It is, but at the end of the day, you can have rivalry as well, Tony. But the thing is, you've got to be good at giving it and good at receiving it, and without being derogatory and nasty about things. And I think that we have a good crowd always. I mean, you come on, and I go onto your channel as well. So there's good people. There's good people. Right, let me have a look at where there was a question I had here. Um, so you got loads of love from the Leeds community as well, Charlie. Look, Jesse's plugged you away earlier as well. Jesse, by the way, you've done really well. You've jumped. I looked at you, and today I looked at you. You had 12 more than when I looked at you yesterday. So you've done really, really well. So well done, well done. Um, right here it is. Paul G. Paul G is asking, Jose, thoughts on the weekend? May have already been spoken about. Paul, I spoke yesterday in the stream that I did yesterday, and yesterday's stream. I'm just going to go back and I'm going to repeat what I said on yesterday's stream. On yesterday's stream, I'll show you some more channels there that need. So you've got Spursvation TV, where Chang is at, and Chang's also on mine at Hotel Cockerel, but he's also can be found at Talk and Ball. So there's some more there. So Paul, just to say what I said yesterday was, I hear a lot of people at the moment talking about Sunday's game, and it's like Saka will do this, Saka will do that, and if he does this and if he does that, and my answer to it yesterday, right, was, but what if Saka? What if? Because it's an if again. What if Saka doesn't do what you're going to say he's going to do? It's all if buts and monkey nuts is what I said yesterday. And um, what I turned around and said was that, and this was yesterday. Bearing in mind, when the show was at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I turned around and said it's a one-off game. The North London Derby is a one-off game, right? Form goes out the window, anything can happen. I also said that along with it's like any other derby, and yesterday I said the North London derby is no different to the Merseyside derby and to the Manchester derby. Form goes out the window, and it's what you do on the given day that you play that game, and who's up for it and who ain't. Last night was the Merseyside derby, so I said this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on that show, and then last night in the Merseyside derby, we see what happened. Everton went and beat Liverpool 2-0. Everton showed up, Liverpool didn't. And if you look at form, like Liverpool have been in the top three in the league, right? So they've been in the top three in the league, Liverpool, all season. Everton have been fighting. They've either been in the relegation spots or just above the relegation spots all season long, Everton. And then yesterday, Merseyside derby, Everton turned Liverpool over 2-0. And this is exactly what I was saying yesterday. So I repeated it again this afternoon show. And I said, at the end of the day, I am not afraid of Sunday's game. I'm looking forward to Sunday's game. I look forward to Tottenham playing every game that they can play this season. I always look forward to watching Tottenham play. Unlike other seasons previously, where I keep repeating myself, I used to hide behind the sofa, hands over my eyes, sweating profusely, and swearing and wanting to smash my TV up. This year, I've I've been I've been itching to watch us play every game. Win, lose or draw, I've been itching to watch every single game that we've played this season. And Sunday's no different. I'm itching to watch Sunday's game and see what happens. The one thing I did say yesterday as well, Paul G, and I reiterated it again today, is when we beat Arsenal 2 years ago, when we picked them to fourth place, when people were calling Arsenal bottlers back then, we played them at the White Hart Lane Stadium, sorry, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We played them, we beat them 3-0, and they had a player sent off who kept fouling Sonny all the time. I think it might have been Callum Chambers. He just kept bringing Sonny down all the time and just kept fouling him all the time and ended up getting sent off. Well, we won 3-0 that day, and that is the loudest I've ever heard Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Not White Hart Lane, but at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The atmosphere that day was nothing I've ever heard before or since at the stadium. And we've been at the stadium, what, 5 years now? Coming up 5 years? And that's the first time, that's the most impressed I've been by fans in the stadium. That was before the game, during the game, after the game. The support was unbelievable. So what I said yesterday, Paul, and what I reiterated today again, is that I believe, along with Charlie, because I see Charlie's going to go on on Sunday, um, and what I'm thinking is that an important cog for us on Sunday will be the 12th man, which will be the fans. The fans at the game will stand us in good stead. They get behind the team, they'll stand us in good stead. And if you get the atmosphere anywhere near what it was 2 years ago, then that will send shivers up the spine of all the Arsenal players, their fans, and everything. So yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to it, and that's my thoughts on it, Paul. I see you're going off, you're going to bed. So listen, mate, take care of yourself. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, 3:30 for the predictions show. So anyone that wants to enter predictions tomorrow, we're going at 3:30, so we can give you the results for this week and the updated league table, and then we'll do the predictions for next week. It's 11 games next week. Obviously, the 11th game is Chelsea Tottenham because we play twice next week. So yeah, to join, it'll be at 3:30. We're going slightly earlier tomorrow for the predictions. So Paul, if you can make it tomorrow, then you can. If not, then you know the usual channels. Go to the end of the stream and leave it there, or go into the community page and leave them there as well. But thank you very much, Paul, for your question. Um, and then we've got David Shear is saying, David Shear saying, I I just woke up, went to make a coffee, and Jose's face magically appeared. Next thing, I'm here with with him. Yes, he has got a talk and ball mug, and he's got a talk and ball mug where when you fill it up with hot water to make your beverage, then it lights up the whole of the mug. So our faces appear, Colin's are not and mine. Um, yeah, and he took a photograph of it, sent it the other day, and we shown it. And Colin's over the moon. Colin's well made up with you. Um, Charlie's saying, going to the North London Derby, and I will meet up with Stell, Sean from Spurs Talk Show, and Dave from the Irish Hotspurs. So Monday there will be a banger of a video coming out. Good luck to you, mate. There's some nice people that you're going to be meeting. And there's a lot more in the community that you've not met yet that you may well meet on Sunday, and they're good people as well. Worry about what we're doing. Support Spurs 100% is correct. Graham is saying, guys, time to hit the sack, smash the likes, everyone, sub to all the channels. See you again soon. Graham, take care, buddy. Good evening, good night to you, and see you on the other side. Dekaru is saying, Derby games are all about heart. If we don't have heart, we'll get smashed. If we have heart, we'll smash them. Crowd will be a big influence. Correctamundo, correctamundo. Um, Alan is saying thank you to everyone in the chat and then to myself. It was Holding, was it? I knew it was someone. It was one of their centre halves. Doesn't matter whether it's Holding or Chambers, they're both shit anyway. But yeah, and then you've got early doors. Tony saying, Jose, been a pleasure watching the show. Time to go. Early start in the morning. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Tony, take care, mate. Have a good one. See you tomorrow for the prediction show. 3:30 here on LTL Cockerel. Any new subs tonight, Jose? I don't know, Lee, because I've not checked. Charlie, gotta go to bed. Nearly one here. Great show. Have a good night. Where are you, Charlie? It was nearly 1 o'clock for you. You can't be in England then. Are you in Ireland? Is that where you are? Because 1 o'clock in the morning for you, if it's nearly one, it's 20 to midnight here, but I'm in England, so you're obviously somewhere that you're an hour ahead then. Um, And Tony saying, take care to all in the chat. Great people here. Thanks for the chat. Smash like as well, guys. Yep. Smash and like the video would be good. And if I could see loads of you tomorrow, it'd be good as well. Um, yeah, so that's where we are with that. Right. Are there any more questions coming in? Because if there isn't, then I may also call it a night. I don't think there's anybody else that I've got here that I haven't given their scores out to at the moment. Um, yeah, I think I've got everyone's scores here. Um, yeah. No, Smithy, I don't know whether I've had any new subs, to be honest with you. But to be brutally honest, I had a chat with my man Colin earlier and before doing the show, and I said to him earlier on today that it's really getting on my it's getting on top of me and that doing these shows and not seeming to grow. Um, and I said to him that I am considering jacking it in, but I will only do it after I finish the predictions. I will make sure that I get the predictions done, and I'll concentrate on getting the predictions. So the predictions have got another what 3 weeks, 35, 36, 37. Got another 4 weeks to run. I'll do the predictions. Uh, I'll end up I'll end up doing the predictions because I promised and I made a commitment to do them. So I'll keep running the predictions shows and that, and then after that I'll consider what I'm going to do. And that is what I spoke to Colin about this afternoon before doing the show at 4 o'clock. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's it takes its toll. It takes its toll, and sometimes you don't feel that you're getting anywhere. But I suppose that everyone goes through that. I'm just possibly going through it now. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow's another day. I might think differently tomorrow, but that's how I've been feeling the whole of today. Um, and I think it kicked off from last night. I mean, last night um, it doesn't sound like many, but I lost 4 subs in one night, and I'm just like, okay, 4 subs in one night when you've got so low numbers, it's quite noticeable. And you think to yourself, what is it that I'm doing wrong that people unsubscribe rather than subscribe? So, so you do a bit of searching, you start thinking to yourself, well, why? What is it that I do that I shouldn't be doing and stuff like that? So yeah, I will have a think about it after from now to when the season ends. I'll do the predictions, see how we go from there, and then I'll make my decision from there. So here we go. Um, right, question that we've got from Big John is Airwolf or A Team? I like them both. I like them both, but John, I did like them both, but what I did what I did prefer from both is I preferred the A Team. I used to like Hannibal, Face, and that, and the big guy, and I used to, yeah, I used to like the A Team. The A Team used to sort of like, yeah, the Airwolf. Yeah, you're right, Chris. The Airwolf was unique, but yeah, at the end of the day, if you're asking me, I'm going to say the A Team, Big John. Um, David Shear is going for Airwolf John G'day Cobber. Um, so you've got Airwolf and you've got me that's answered that. Dakari saying it's an hour ahead, so it might be France or Spain. I think it might be Ireland. I think it could be Ireland as well, Dakaru. Because some of the people that he's mentioned, he might well be in Ireland. Carl Simpson's coming with Knight Rider. Knight Rider, I remember Knight Rider as well. Meta Football is saying Airwolf was unique. Um, Yeah, Dakaru. Yeah, thank you very much for your kind words. You've always been a kind soul, so thank you very much. You do make me smile, sir. So thank you. Um, did I hear you say, Jack? No way, man. You're a good guy, and it's hard work with YouTube algorithms and manners. Yeah, it's just becoming harder and harder. Um, uh, is that Jose? They don't have a thing clue. God, I love this channel. Thank you very much. You also bring a smile to my face, sir. Well, there'll be a watch along, Sahil. Yes, Sahil, we're doing a watch along on Sunday at 1:30. Sahil, did you enter predictions this week? Because if you did, yes, you did. Sahil, this week, sir, you have scored 5 points, Sahil. So you scored 5 points this week on the predictions. Tomorrow, we're doing the show slightly earlier. So it'll be at 3:30 tomorrow, Sahil. And that's because we're going to update all the results and the league table for this week. That will be done in tomorrow's show, right at the start, 3:30. And then after that, we will do the predictions for this coming week, which is going to be 11 games. It'll be the 10 games that have been playing the weekend, and Tottenham are playing Chelsea, so that'll be the 11th game. Carl Simpson, you have scored, and just because you're here, Chang's here as well, so I might as well tell Chang as well what he's got. Carl Simpson, what have you scored? Because there was another game tonight, Carl. Carl Simpson, you have scored 9 points this week. So you haven't done badly, mate. You scored 9 points this week. Chang, where's Chang? Where's Chang gone? Chang, you have also scored 9 points this week. So yeah, the average, I think I did the average. Um, the average is when I've totaled everyone's points, the average is 7.8. So 7.8 is the average for this week, and you two guys have got 9. Cooper saying people will join when asked, but some always leave again. Jose, it doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. Well, you say that, Cooper, and I understand what you're saying, but sometimes it just hits you, just like, what, really, why? And you start questioning yourself. Or I question myself anyway, especially yesterday and this morning. Um, Chang, ever thought of inviting opposition fans and guests on your show for pre-match previews from the opponent's point of view? If you hit the ceiling with Spurs fans, I'd branch out to other fan bases. Um, yeah, it's all well and good, Chan, but for me, it's quite difficult because I work as well. So being at work and I'm on the road for work as well, so it's quite difficult to actually do that and see your family and get on and do some streaming as well. So it's quite a difficult juggling act because I've got a real job. I haven't got it's not my channel to go. I'm not here. It's not my living, so to speak. I work, so at the end of the day, it might well be that. It might well be that I'm not doing enough. I don't know. I'll just I'll have a think about it. I'm going to continue to think about it, but I know where my mind's at the moment. So Hill, you will be at the predictions tomorrow. Well done. 364. Wow, I remember. Well, uh, it was yesterday. I had more than the number I've got now. So yeah, yesterday when I went to bed last night, David, I had more than what I have now. Yesterday. I take it back, not a bad week. Off to bed, Tony. Yeah, Tony, take care of yourself. God bless you, mate. Have a good evening, and I shall see you soon, mate. And like I said, easiest way to contact me to get something sorted would be on X, Tony, and I think that you've tagged me on X as well. Um, tell me, says Chris, I've got 8 billion. um, Chang, I'm available whenever, wherever you're planning to do shows on this channel, regardless of the occasional content you're planning to discuss about. And I'll stay for as long as need to be shows. Chang, thank you very much. Yeah, you're a really good guy, Chang, and I love having you on my channel. And yeah, I'll continue to have you on my channel. You're one of the good ones, so you're a good man. Um, which club you support? I know Talk and Ball supporters support Spurs. I don't know about your favourite club. Sahil, I am a Tottenham supporter. I support Tottenham. Um, but this primarily is a Tottenham channel. But like my Dion description says, is that first it's Tottenham, but second it's all football. So we have a lot of people in here that support other clubs as well. So we have Sahil, are you Manchester United? I think you're Manchester United, I think. But we have Tottenham supporters here. We have West Ham supporters here. We have Sheffield United. We have Chelsea. We have Leeds. We have Wolves. We have Liverpool. We have supporters from all clubs here. Manchester United as well. We have supporters from all clubs here that come in, find it a safe space to come and watch and to come and comment, and that's what we want. So um, David Shear, Yeah, I thought you was Man United, Sahil, but yeah, you're welcome, Sahil. I've got no issues with anyone who supports any other clubs. Never have done and never will do. At the end of the day, here, like you can see, because you come into the chat, everyone remains respectful, and that's what we like to see. Everyone can have an opinion, but everyone remains respectful, and that's what we like to see. Um, David Shear saying just at 2 a.m. isn't an option for me. What's 2 a.m.? Is that the match on Sunday for you, David? I don't understand. What's 2 a.m.? I don't understand what the 2 a.m. option is. You have to let me know that. Okay, look, so Charlie Spurs, he's in Holland. Oh, okay, Charlie, you're in Holland. Well, nice. I like Holland. So yeah, Feb. Charlie, do you support Spurs and Spurs only if you're in Holland, or do you support a Dutch club as well? Be interesting to know. It'd be interesting to know all about you. Do you know what I mean? Right. Derm and Co stream at 2 a.m. my time. What time is 2 a.m. your time? That would make it. Are you still 7 hours ahead of me, or are you 8 hours back to 8 hours again? I'm not sure where you're at 7 hours or you're back to eight. If you're 7 hours at the moment, then that would make it 6:51 in the morning for you. So are you saying is it 6:51 for you in the morning now? You're 7 hours ahead, so it's 6:51 in the morning for you now, right? In UAE, it's 3 a.m. So here it's 3 a.m. in the morning for you now. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning for Chris, who's in Spain, and and for Charlie, who's in Holland. So they're an hour ahead. So they're nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock for you in Dubai. Um, David in Australia is 7 hours ahead at the moment, and Dekaru must be 9 or 10 hours ahead in the part of Australia he's from. So yes, 9 o'clock for Dekaru. So 9 o'clock, Dekaru. Charlie, yeah, like I said, mate, we're more than welcome. All you need to do is, yeah, if you contact me on X, because it's the easiest way to get hold of me, and it's the easiest way to get something sorted out would be on X. So you get hold of me on X because we're on X together. You get hold of me on X and we'll do something, mate. There's no worries about that at all. So it's 9 a.m. for Dekaru. Um, 7 o'clock for David Shear. So yeah, so it's quite difficult, lads. You know the score. When we try to do shows, and what I've tried to do on Talk and Ball for Colin is to try and spread the shows out so we can get them out at different times, so to see whether we can get the people that support Tottenham, or people that want to watch the streams in Australia, people that want to watch them in Malaysia, people that want to watch them in India, people that want to watch them in UAE, people that want to watch them in European times, people that want to watch them at North American times, and it's trying to find a time. You're never going to find a time. The only time that's going to be comfortable for everyone, or more or less, will be for people that are in your own zones. So if you're streaming I don't know, at 5 o'clock in the evening, time over here, 5 o'clock in the evening, then that's going to suit the people in um, that's going to suit the people in England, and that will also suit the people that are in Europe, because they're going to be like an hour or 2 hours ahead maximum of you in Europe. But then when you start looking further afield, and then you start bringing in the other time zone as well, it's quite difficult to stream and catch everybody. So that's why with Colin, I said to Colin, we need to change the timings of our shows. So we do shows at different times, so you capture more of the crowd and you give them more of what they want at different times. And the other difficulty that you're fighting with is that you've got a lot of channels together. Um, you've got a lot of channels that together are trying to fight for um, the same kind of audiences, if you like, and therefore it's a minefield when you're going to go on, because you don't want to upset the next person. So people get in routines of being on at certain times in order not to upset each other. And I try as best as possible not to upset other people that are going on. I mean, yeah, I just try and go on where I'm not on at the same time as somebody else if possible, and I normally get it right. So um, yeah, so that's where we are with that. So Hill, you're asking me what my real name is. You're asking me what my real name is, right? Let me see if I can. There's my real. Can you see my name there? It's just there. There's my real name. My name is Jose, but I'm Jose, and it's at Eltel Cockerel because the channel's Eltel Cockerel, but my name is Jose. So that will tell you that's my name. Yeah, my name is Jose. Um, you asked for my real name. Uh, now, David, listen, I speak to you away from the channel, and that you're a good man, and yeah, you you're no worries at all. You're a good lad. You're a good lad. Um, am I right, Dakara? We are so lucky having all these awesome channels. It's up to us to make it. I watch on playback, and I like most channels. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Watch on playback. You make comments, David. Uh, I pick up your comments. You send me comments through not only from the streams, but you also send me comments by WhatsApp and by Messenger on Facebook. You contact me in so many different ways, so I always get your opinions. And it's good to have chats with you as well. You're a good man, good man. Um, uh, Look at that. Dakaru says I kind of have a core three: Jose and Colin, Mia and Kate. I can't always make them, but they are my hardcore. Yeah, you and my part Italian. I'm full. My parents are both Spanish, Charlie. I don't sound Spanish, but I am fluent in Spanish. Um, but yeah, both of my parents are Spanish, so I'm bloodlines, I'm fully Spanish, fully Spanish. Um, Dakaru, that's interesting. Says to you, David, this has been the best seasons ever. First time I've ever felt an actual part of a fan base. Dakaru, you are a solid member of the community. I enjoy your comments, um, and I enjoy everybody. Everybody that comes into this chat, I enjoy. You all come from different parts. You all have different thoughts. You're all different people. And we come, we unite, we get together, we have a chat about everything. We put our comments across. Some of you come on screen and have a chat on screen as well. And and at the end of the day, it's fantastic that we can all come together. And I love that. And the show is never going to be anything unless we've got yourselves here. We've got yourselves here. You're the guys that make the shows, regardless whether we're doing a mop-up show, whether we're doing a prediction show, whether we're doing an after-match show, whether we're doing a watch-along, whatever the shows may be. It's you, the crowd, that actually make the shows. Charlie's asking, what do you think the lineup is going to be? Seeing Porro and Doggy are out. Porro's not out. Porro ain't out, man. I don't know where people are coming from that Porro's out. Porro will play on Sunday. Porro will play on Sunday. Porro's not out. Porro and Richarlison have been training. He's not out. Um, I don't know where these reports are coming. I don't know where these reports are coming from because Porro will play on Sunday. A doggy is not playing on Sunday. Um, it's interesting you asked the question, Charlie, because I think normally the straight swap, right, is going to be I think Ben Davis, which I keep saying ain't a bad thing. Ain't a bad thing at all because I think um, Davis offers you more defensively than what a doggy does. But the other thing is that we've not played for 2 weeks, so Ange and the training team have had them at Hotspur Way for 2 weeks and been training with them and getting them set up and getting them ready for this game against Arsenal. So you don't know what they've been setting up. We don't know what they've been working on. It's quite interesting because last week, at the beginning of last week, we saw photographs. Excuse me. We saw photographs of Mikey Moore training with the first team. But since the beginning of last week, there's not much training stuff that's come out from Tottenham. And Tottenham usually put a bit stuff out, like short videos and stuff like that about training. I've not seen anything at all during this international. Sorry, during this during this 2 week break, other than Mikey Moore last week had trained with the first team. Um, it'll be interesting. I don't know whether will Ange pull some surprises. Will anyone be shocked if Mikey Moore's on the bench for the Arsenal game? He's been training with the first team. I have seen it, John. I'm going to repeat it in a minute. I'm just talking because I'm answering the question. I've seen it, but I'm going to answer it in a minute. Um, so to me, I think the obvious the obvious would be it'd be Davis, but I think that with training with them for 2 weeks, he could throw some curveballs. He could throw some surprises. You got to remember we've got Richie's back in training as well. Um, he's got a lot of players to pick from, so it's not as if we've got one player missing, but he's got a lot of players to pick from, and it'd be interesting in what he puts out. I would not be surprised if Mikey Moore's on that subs bench because he's been training with the first team. You don't just pull out someone from the under. It's bearing in mind that the under 18s are going for the league and cups and whatever they're going for. You don't just pull the player out, right? You don't just pull him out and stick him in with the first team for training just to toss him back down the road to the under 18s again. If anything, you probably would have stuck him in the under 21s if you were going to do that. But apparently he's been training. So whether they're doing that to give him a taste of what it is to be round the first team, or whether they've seen something in him and they're giving him a chance. Um, yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see whether he actually makes the subs bench at the weekend. But yeah, for me at the moment, I will turn around and say that I think it's going to be Davis. Um, midfield will be interesting who he picks in the midfield and the forward line. It'd be interesting to see what team he picks. The one thing I will say about Arsenal is Arsenal, with their rotation. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning now. With their rotation, what I find is that Arteta only rotates one player at a time, a maximum of two. But you got to stab him with needles in order for him to do that. Um, he um, so he's rotated at left back. They don't know who their best left back is, so they've been playing with Zinchenko, but Kivior's played there, and now Tomiyasu's playing it. They don't know who their proper left back is. In midfield, he's just begun to bring in Party. So Party's rotating with Jorginho at the moment. Only in the last couple of games that's happened. And then up front, he's rotating Martinelli with Trossard. But that's it. He's not rotating any other players. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Sunday because their players have been playing game in, game out, game in, game out. So it'll be interesting in the end to see what actually happens with the team that he picks. And Arteta, well, Arteta's going to go back with his 11 again, and so it means that they're not going to be rotating much. Right, let me catch up with the chat because, excuse me, some comments that we put in there. Right, where was it? I'm catching up to him. I'm catching up to him. Yeah, Chris is saying nothing's possible without fans. Um, okay, Jose, what's your jock size and favourite colour in English, please, mate? um, here we go. You defo don't sound Spanish, Jose. More like the soppy bollock southerner. uh, only you can come out with that, Big John. Smithy says Porro and Richie have been in training this week, which is what I said. They've both been training all week long. I had seen it. Hoover says, I heard that Werner has been on shooting practice with an open goal for 8 hours every day for the 2 weeks. By Sunday, they hope he was scored one. John says, yeah, you have to have a laugh with friendly banter. That's what makes it good. It's correct. It certainly does. Just goes to show where we need our priorities to be in this window, a right and a left back. I think, yeah, amongst others. Good evening, Nick, or good afternoon to you, Nick. It's my evening. It's my morning now to your afternoon. I still think it is for you out there, or late afternoon it'll be. Yeah, he will start. I don't think there's a cat's in hell's chance that he won't start, Charlie. I think he will start. I don't think that Ange will want to go in with. I don't think you'll want to go in with Emerson down one side and Davis down the other. But yeah, I think Porro will play. I honestly think he'll play. Um, yeah, says he can't stay long. Talking beer can't stay long. Um, right, talking beer. You ended up with Big John. Big John. Sorry, you're still here, aren't you? Big John. Do you know what, Big John? You ended up with 10 points this week. That's how many points you ended up with, Big John. So out of the Leeds mob, I think that you probably done one of the best out of all the Leeds mob. And talking beer ended up with beer talk, talking beer. You ended up with 9 points, mate. 9 points, Nick. So you got Nick. Big John got 10. So yeah, some people have done well. Some people have done well. So Big John, you've got 10 points. Get in, yes, get in, mate. So tomorrow, like I said, the show will be at 3:30 tomorrow. I will give out all the results and an updated league table tomorrow, and then we will go straight into the predictions for next week, which is 11 games because Chelsea Tottenham counts as one of the games next week. So it'll be the 10 games played over the weekend plus Chelsea Tottenham, which is next Thursday. And then the following Friday, we will do the predictions. We will give the results for this week coming up, and then we'll do it straight for the predictions for the following week. Uh, Chris is saying John actually got 2 points, but who's going to tell him otherwise? Oh, John. Yeah, it's John. No, John got 10 points fair and square. 10 points fair and square. But yeah, guys, I'm starting to yawn, man. It's 8 minutes past midnight for me. I've got work in the morning. Um, I would like to thank you all for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. It's much appreciated. Thank you for your comments that you put into the chat. Um, if I'm happy to see you all tomorrow. So in whatever you do, whether you're actually like me going to bed, whether you're starting your days off, whether you're ending your days, some of you in North America are ending your days. I wish you all the best in in whatever you is you're going to do, and I hope to see the majority, if not all of you, tomorrow on the show. And yeah, I look forward to seeing every single one of you. So God bless you all. Thank you very much for watching, and I am going to call it a night, and I am going to say, come on, you Spurs. In Ange we trust. Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.